The alarm howls, but I can barely hear it over the flood of alien adrenaline rushing through my veins. The heavy metal shackle, broken, but still clamped to my claw. The Guardian roars, a burst of static and fury, and hurls itself at me, its cyan energy claws blazing bright. I don't think I react. I swing the shackle like a savage weapon. The impact smashes into the Guardian's armored chest. The sound is deafening. The blow hurls it backward, crashing into a wall of medical consoles. Screens bursting in a storm of sparks. My new strength. It's terrifying, and it feels incredible. The Guardian rises, shaking its draconic head. Its breastplate is dented, but it's still functioning. A living tank. It charges at me again, slashing low and fast with its energy claws. I leap back, but not fast enough. The claws slice deep into my torso. The pain, searing, molten metal. But my armored skin absorbs most of the blow. I glance down at the open wound. And then, something impossible. The scorched, torn flesh begins to close, bubbling, grotesque and fast. Regeneration. The Guardian hesitates, momentarily stunned. That instant is all I need. I lunge low, pure instinct driving me. I drop my head and clamp my crocodilian jaws around its right arm. The armed arm. My bite force crushes down. The gauntlet armor collapses, bones snapping beneath. The energy claws flicker, then die, with a savage, violent yank. I tear the Guardian's arm off at the elbow. Fluorescent green alien blood sprays across the chamber. The Guardian crashes to its knees, clutching the ruined stump. Its life support systems failing. I gasp, hurling the severed arm aside. My eyes lock on the defeated Guardian. Then, a cold voice cuts through the chaos. Impressive. The regeneration is faster than we projected, Rona. Standing by the sealed door, watching the carnage with calculated calm. Her slender lethal frame, a stark contrast to the brutality around us. What do you want now? Your turn? I snarl. I want off this ship, and right now you're the only key that can open the doors. She gestures at my massive body. Why should I trust you? You did this to me, Rona steps closer, her cyan eyes glowing hypnotically in the red emergency light. I created you. You are my project. These security brutes were going to harvest you dry and steal the credit. If they destroy you, I lose my investment. If we stay here, we both die. She nods toward the fallen Guardian. We have 5 minutes before they lock down the entire section. She's right. I'm strong, but I can't fight an entire ship. Fine. Get me out of here, I growl. Rona nods, working the door panel. With a hiss, it opens. We step into the corridor. She moves swiftly with lethal grace. I follow, my heavy steps pounding against the metal floor. Where are we going? I ask. To the escape pods. On deck 3, but as we run, something shifts in the ship. The steady hum of the engines grows deeper, stronger. A strange vibration prickles the air. Gravity itself seems to press down, heavier. Rona stops dead. Her cold mask cracks, just for an instant. No, she whispers. What is it? I demand. She turns to me. real fear flashing in her eyes. They're powering the warp drives. They're charging the hyperspace jump. And what does that mean? It means if we don't reach the escape pods in the next 90 seconds, we'll jump into deep space, straight into Sector Omega, the slaughter planet. And once we're there, Brad, there will be no way out, ever. 90 seconds, Rona shouts over the roar. If we're not out when they jump, we're stuck on the slaughter planet. We sprint down the corridor, but the ship is tearing against itself. The floor shudders violently beneath us. The first warp distortion wave slams into us. Gravity lurches. For one heartbeat, I'm light as a feather, and the next, I weigh 10 tons. I smash into the wall, cracking the metal. Rona, slender, agile, recovers instantly. The gravity field's destabilizing. Move! Tighten! We reach the end of the corridor. The path to Deck 3, sealed. A massive armored door looms before us. 3 meters of reinforced steel blocking the way. No time to go around, Rona hisses, eyes locked on the timer strapped to her wrist. I don't need her to say it. I charge the door at full speed. The impact barely dents it, but I'm stronger than steel. I drive my massive claws into the center seam and pull. Muscles in my back burn. Tendons straining to the edge of rupture. My crocodilian body is built for crushing force. With a roar that shakes the corridor, I rip the armored door from its hinges, as if it were cardboard. But beyond the door, there isn't an empty hall. It's a trap. 6 elite guards. Not like the armored guardian, no. They're like Rona, fast, armed with crackling energy spears and dart pistols ready to strike. Fugitive active! Neutralization protocol! One of them shouts. They rush us. No subtlety. This is a death fight in a steel box. I raise the torn, armored door as a shield, deflecting a hail of darts. 2 guards lunge with spears. I grab one. Electricity surges through me, but my plated skin absorbs it. I wrench the weapon free and drive it through its owner, pinning him to the wall. I am the tank, but Rona is the poison. She moves like a lethal blur. While I'm busy crushing skulls, she slips between the guards. No weapons, only claws and fangs. I see her leap onto a guard's back, sinking her teeth into his neck. The reptilian drops instantly, convulsing on the floor, green foam spilling from his mouth. My venom is neurotoxic. Don't waste time on them, she shouts. Together, we crush the last of them. The corridor is left strewn with bodies. 30 seconds, the ship's computerized voice warns. We burst through the final door, into the escape pod bay, a cavernous chamber. Dozens of pods line the launch platforms. But there's a problem. Most are damaged, dark, severed by the power fluctuations. Only one at the far end glows with green lights. Operational. We sprint toward it. The warp engine's roar is deafening, shaking the bay itself. 10 seconds. We reach the pod. Rona slams her hand on the access panel. With a hiss, the hatch slides open. It's small, made for 1, maybe 2 Rona-sized occupants. I turned to climb in first, my massive body barely squeezing through the opening. And then, I feel it. A sharp, burning pain at the base of my skull. Where spine meets head. My vision blurs, my massive legs tremble, collapse. I crash to my knees. The world spins. Paralysis. I force my gaze upward, fighting to stay conscious. Rona stands over me. An empty injector in her hand. No anger in her feline face, no fear. Only ruthless efficiency. What did you do to me? I growl, voice breaking, paralysis spreading fast. I told you, Brad. You're my investment. My source code. I can't let them destroy you. But I also can't let you escape. She leaps into the escape pod. 5 seconds. The hatch begins to close. Rona looks at me one last time, her cyan eyes shining like ice. Using you as a battering ram was useful. But this is my insurance policy. The toxin will keep you in a coma during the warp jump. When we reach the slaughter planet, I'll wake you. And then, Brad, I'll start collecting my investment. Piece by piece, the hatch seals. I watch Rona's pod shoot from the bay, just as the universe outside the viewport twists and shatters. The ship leaps into warp, and darkness swallows me whole. The universe folded in on itself, and I was awake to witness it all. Rona's poison paralyzed my body, but not my mind. The warp jump wasn't instant, it was hours, days, maybe weeks. Trapped in this prison of armored flesh, sprawled across the launch bay floor. I saw colors that don't exist. I felt the pressure of the void clawing at my lungs. Time itself lost meaning, but one thing held my sanity together. Hatred. Pure, burning hatred for her. Rona. The next time I see her, I'll tear her throat out. The jump ended with a violent jolt, my bones groaning under the impact. Artificial gravity steadied. The air shifted, no longer sterile. Now it reeked of old blood, ammonia, and industrial fear. We had arrived, the slaughter planet. My claws twitched. The venom was wearing off. I could move my head again. Then, heavy footsteps, many of them. The launch bay doors were forced from outside. A squad stormed in. Not ordinary guards. No, wardens. Bigger than even the Guardian I tore apart. Heavy combat armor. Black, stained with dried fluids. Helmets sealed, hiding their faces. Weapons. Massive high-voltage shock mauls crackling with lethal energy. They saw me. The leader raised his maul. Titan class active located. Conscious. Maximum. Containment protocol. His voice boomed, distorted through the helmet. No warning, no chance. The first shock slammed into my chest. My massive body arched violently. It was 1,000 times worse than any weapon before. They tried to fry my nervous system, but my Titan biology was too strong. They weakened me just enough to clamp a massive obedience collar around my neck and magnetic chains across my limbs. They dragged me from the bay like a captured beast. They hauled me through the station. And then I understood why they called it the slaughter planet.
Proceeding to product testing.
It wasn't a warship. It was a factory of horrors on a cosmic scale. We passed laboratories where alien creatures I couldn't even imagine were being vivisected, their screams echoing down the corridors. I saw tanks filled with pulsing organs harvested from entire species, failed hybrids, grotesque, pleading masses of flesh, fed into biomass processors. This wasn't science. It was industrialized genocide. The lead warden slammed his maul against my head when I dared to look. Keep moving, source code. Your fate is worse than theirs, I overheard their comms. They confirmed Rona wasn't on board. The agent who delivered you ejected before the jump. Efficient. She'll be back soon to claim her commission. But first, we test her product, so she wasn't running. She just saved herself the trip and made sure I arrived exactly where she wanted. At last, we arrived. But it wasn't a medical bay. No. It was a platform, suspended above a colossal pit, dark, bottomless. The stench of death and rot rising from below was unbearable. "The combat pit," the leader announced. "Here is where we see if new assets deserve to be harvested. Or if they're just cannon fodder." They shoved me to the edge. I looked down. Hundreds of meters below, something shifted in the darkness. One of the wardens keyed a console. "Deactivating obedience collar and restraints. Initiating alpha survival test." The chains dropped. The collar powered down. Strength flooded back. I had full control again, but before I could strike them, the platform beneath me split open. I plummeted into the abyss. Impact. Bone and twisted metal crunching beneath me as I hit the floor. I rose, ready to fight, alone. Then, floodlights blazed, searing my eyes, and I heard it. A deep, wet, monstrous breathing, right behind me. I turned slowly and saw it, twice my size. A grotesque titan of raw muscle, claws like swords, a maw of endless teeth, rusted cybernetic implants jammed into its rotting flesh. The king of the pit. Its roar thundered through the station, shaking the world around me. What's coming in part 4? You're not ready to see it. If you want to find out soon, leave a comment, drop a like, and share this. In just 2 days, everything will be revealed.